Welcome, dear friends. Please note that this content is for educational purposes only. It does not constitute medical advice. Today, we will discuss circuit number 4, default mode network, associated phenotypes, and pharmacological strategies. Emphasizing not just what we prescribe, but why we prescribe it, how it works at the molecular and systems level. Let us get straight into it. The default mode network, which governs our internal sense of self. Key nodes include the medial prefrontal cortex and the posterior cingulate cortex. We see two contrasting phenotypes: brooding rumination and grandiose self-reference. So, let's begin with phenotype 1, brooding rumination, where a patient is trapped in a relentless loop of negative thoughts about themselves. This reflects hyperconnectivity within the default mode network and reduced anti-correlation with the executive control network. This phenotype is treated with SSRIs, SNRIs, vortioxetine, or low-dose mirtazapine if there is comorbid insomnia. Vortioxetine offers a multimodal mechanism, SERT inhibition, plus 5 HT1 ampere agonism, 5 HT1B partial agonism, and 5 HT3, 5 HT7 and 5 HT1D antagonism. This profile may enhance glutamatergic transmission and cognitive processing in prefrontal hippocampal circuits, potentially benefiting rumination beyond pure serotonin reuptake blockade. Mirtazapine at low doses, 7.5 to 15 mg preferentially blocks histamine H1 receptors for sedation, while its 5 HT2 and 5 HT3 antagonism can reduce anxiety and improve sleep architecture. Moving on to phenotype 2, grandiose self-reference, presenting as an inflated sense of self-importance. This involves dysregulated integration between self-referential and reward circuits, rather than simple dopamine excess. This requires mood stabilizers like lithium or valproate. Lithium's mechanism is pleiotropic. It inhibits inositol monophosphatase and glycogen synthase kinase 3 beta, modulating intracellular signaling cascades that affect neuroplasticity, circadian gene expression, and glutamate homeostasis. Valproate enhances GAB ergot transmission and blocks voltage-gated sodium channels. Atypical antipsychotics like quetiapine or olanzapine provide D2 and 5 HT2 ampere antagonism to dampen mesolimbic dopamine and cortical serotonin, but require metabolic monitoring for weight gain, dyslipidemia, and insulin resistance. Baseline fasting glucose and lipids are essential, along with regular weight checks. Understanding these phenotypes and their mechanisms allows us to move beyond one-size-fits-all prescribing towards personalized, circuit-informed care. If you found this breakdown useful for your clinical practice or academic preparation, hit the like button and subscribe for more mechanism-based content. Drop a comment below with which phenotype you find most challenging to manage. Thank you for watching.